Alright everyone, I would like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. So this is my first official video being put up on my gaming channel. And just a little bit about me. I'm Arctic Jag. I am a member of the Midnight Misfits gaming crew. We have our own podcast, a Midnight Misfits podcast. Brutal Mastodon and myself both host that when we're available. And we try to put stuff up every 2 weeks on the podcast. So today, this video has kind of been long in coming. I do live streaming on various games. If you've been to my channel, you've kind of seen some of the live stream stuff I've been doing. Destiny, Call of Duty, things of that nature. But this is the first actual official video that I'm putting up. Like I said, it's been a long time coming. It should have gone up about 2 weeks ago, but I had a baby boy on the 13th, so it didn't make it up. So I'm redoing this video to go over some things Destiny related. I think is what we're going to go over today. Kind of some of the storyline that's out there. Some theories and hypothesis of what's going to be going on with the game for the rest of this season and potentially into season 15. So let's get down to this. So if you've been playing Destiny, you've kind of been following a storyline, and the storyline has gotten a little interesting, which thank you Bungie for making a storyline finally after 7 years. So, in a nutshell, for those of you who haven't been playing the game, we as Guardians are in the process of the Endless Night. The Vex have basically put us in a simulation. The Fallen at the House of Light, which we saved 2 seasons ago, who is run by Mithrax, who we saved in the beginning of D2 out on Titan. We have let them take shelter in the last city. This has caused problems with the Future War Cult, because they're adamant that there's going to be a problem. Lakshmi has gone so far as to say that nobody listened to her when she predicted the Red War. So it's getting kind of interesting with the factions, because the factions really haven't done a whole lot in D2 since the start of D2. When we had faction rallies. Now, I was never a huge Future War Cult fan. D1, I bounced between Future War Cult and Dead Orbit. But in D2, I was very much a Dead Orbit follower. So, but it's nice to see that the factions are actually having some role in the storyline. And that there is a storyline. Instead of this kind of a vague, light versus dark type of a story. There's actually, characters involved, people that we really haven't seen a whole lot of other than maybe in lore tabs or Grimoire cards dating back to D1. For all you D1 vets, you will understand Grimoire cards. So, yeah. Anyway, we've seen Saint 14 and the Elixni, or the Fallen, get into it a little bit as far as how they see each other, which has been interesting. because Saint 14, the Fallen, look at him as a monster. Saint 14 look at the Fallen as a monster, both of which have done monstrous things. You know, as Saint says, you're trying to survive day by day, and you do what you need to do to survive. But they try to humanize Saint in this, in the respect that it makes him think that, does he really want to be considered a monster? Because the Fallen tell tales of the legendary Saint appearing and killing everyone. Woman, child, adult, it didn't matter. Saint was on a warpath. And the lore of Saint even talks about the things that he did against the Fallen. I mean, he wiped out houses alone. So it's been interesting to see how that story plays out. And then you've got Osiris, and he's kind of doing some shady stuff potentially, which has been interesting. There's rumors that he has been kidnapped by Savathun, and Savathun is basically using a disguise as Saint, or as a disguise of Osiris, and so it's getting really interesting. Lakshmi and the new monarchy leader are trying to recruit guardians to overthrow the Vanguard. They've apparently approached Saladin, and he turned them down. They have recently, in this last week, approached Saint, and Saint wants nothing to do with it. So yeah, there could potentially be a coup in the works, judging by stuff that's going on in lore. Could be a civil war. Ironically, the Future War Cult and New Monarchy have not approached Arak Jalal over at the Dead Orbit. Saint even asks about that, and they have not approached him. I mean, if they're trying to recruit Guardians to be on their side for a coup, there's not really many big Guardians left. I mean, yet Shax, but I don't think Shax will do anything. You got the Drifter, but the Drifter's kind of like, he's busy over on Europa. I've maintained a theory that you get the light side Guardians, which is Ikora and Zavala, and whoever they decide to replace Cade with. Could be Crow, could be anybody. And then you've got the dark side Vanguard, which is the Drifter, the Stranger, Eris Morn, and they're out playing in Europa, trying to understand the darkness and teach Guardians how to wield the darkness without being corrupted by the darkness. So, yeah, I mean, it's turning out to be quite an interesting story. I'm really glad about it. I can't wait to see how next week goes with the new weekly story. Yeah, the theories going forward. I think you'll see it, an attempted coup. I think you'll see Future War Cult try to take over. I don't know if we will resolve it this season or next season, but it a high probability it won't be resolved this DLC. It will probably be resolved next DLC when the Witch Queen comes out, because rumor has it that the whole purpose of Witch Queen is that she wants us to get rid of her worm, and she'll give us Osiris back. That is the discussion, the rumor that is going on. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how this plays out. Could you have an overthrow, a civil war with the Vanguards and the Guardians? You could. It would definitely make the story very, very interesting if we did, and we had to fight amongst ourselves. So yeah, well, hopefully we'll see what goes on and see what transpires in the coming weeks. And I'll try to upload videos more frequently now that my son's born, and I'm blocking off time to do the podcast more regularly, and probably try to get more videos up and start streaming again. Everything's been focused on waiting for the baby to get here. Now that he's here, I can actually start scheduling things to do. So yeah, if you all enjoy this, give a like and a follow, and jump out to the Midnight Misfits podcast. And you can find that on Spotify or iTunes. It's Midnight Misfits. And yeah, let me know in the comments below your thoughts. If you listen to the podcast, let me know what you guys think of the podcast. But other than that, you all have a